Hey y'all, and thank you for clicking on my story. We finally made it to part 3. But before we get started, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new stuff. So I'm not going to drag this story too long because I need to get to the next art stories, and plus, this girl is now on the bigger things. She's been real busy fighting to prove her love for other people's man now, and she even allegedly married someone only 2 months after arguing with me about mine. So congratulations, but I'm still going to tell the story about the day she and the concrete of my street became one. So go and get you a drink, something to smoke, or anything else you need while tuning in. So like I was saying before, after many nights of crying, I finally called my best friend over. We talked about everything that happened and spent the rest of the day laughing and talking on the sofa while having some drinks. And as the day went on, I changed into some clothes that were a bit more comfortable in order to clean up around the house a little bit and take out the trash. But while taking out the trash, I noticed the car driving into the neighborhood that drove in on my street but stopped at my neighbor's house. Must be his granddaughters or something is what I thought, because my neighbor was an older guy that had children about my age. I turned around and started walking back towards my house when I was stopped in my tracks by a female's voice behind me calling my name.
Sheena? Are you Sheena?
I'm not even going to lie. When I heard the voice calling my name, the first thing I thought was, I know this bitch isn't calling me. I had a bad feeling right away. So without verbally answering the voice, I turned around to get a good look at the people behind me and got pissed off as soon as my eyes landed on who I saw. There were not one, but 2 females behind me, and they were both walking away from the car that pulled up to my neighbor's house. Standing before me on my left was a slim, taller, darker skinned girl with her hair pulled up into a high, tight ball. The other girl to my right was a short, slim, lighter brown skinned girl with a blue shower cap or bonnet on her head and a face full of old and new acne. And although I didn't know either female from a can of paint, the girl to my right looked very familiar. The more I stared at her, I finally realized she was from that video with my man. It was that bitch. Now I know this bitch did not pull up to my house, but sure enough, pulling up she did. So I began to walk back to the end of my lawn to keep them from getting close to my house and asked who they were for verification before I made my final decision on how to handle the situation. She told me that she was the female my man had been cheating on me with for months, and that she followed him to my house when he was unaware, and that's how she found out where I lived. She told me that she had brought her cousin with her to my house, and that she even asked people about me that both me and my man knew to verify where I lived and to see what type of person I was. What the hell? I'm not used to fighting, so I knew I wanted to rip her a new one, but I wasn't exactly sure how the whole thing was supposed to even start. So I asked her exactly what it was that she found out about me, and she said she found out that I was into modeling, I had long natural hair, was pretty, not hood, and not a fighter. So if I knew what was best for me, I would not even try to fight about this and just listen to what she tells me to do. At this point, I knew I had to make an example out of her. So I proceeded to ask her, and what exactly is it that you want to tell me? Because now I had zoomed all of my focus on her. But then she said, leave your man alone for me so I don't have to whoop your ass. He told me all about you and that you are not about this life, so if you know what's best for you, just leave him alone. I fight for fun and I box as a hobby, so this ain't what you want. Now, when someone says you aren't about this life, it usually means you can't fight or go up against them or win against them or whatever it is in comparison to them because you aren't from where they are from or you don't do the type of stuff that they do. And at this point, I actually started laughing a little bit because I'm looking at this bum bitch standing in front of me on my lawn with her dirty little shoes, trying to collect my man and fight me for his love. And I just had to wonder. He can't be doing the same shit to her that he been doing me. Because what I've been receiving makes me want to fight nobody. And he has nerve to be causing all this. But anyway, I looked at her and I said, so you mean to tell me he told you all that and didn't tell you that I would beat your ass? No? well, shit, he really don't care about you. And then I started laughing. That probably pissed her off because she ended up swinging on me and missed. That's when I said, oh, now you got me fucked up, and punched her head. Now, the cousin had her phone up in the air ready to record me getting my ass whipped. But when she saw her cousin catch that head blow, I heard her say, oh, damn, and put her phone down while screaming for me to give her cousin back to her. The only footage she got on her phone was of her cousin getting knocked the fuck out. But after I punched her, she dropped to the ground, and for a few seconds, she wasn't moving a muscle. So I started panicking a little bit, like, oh, hell no, I know she ain't trying to go to the hospital from my house. I could hear my best friend roaring with laughter while I stood over this girl's non-moving body with my mouth wide open, staring at her in silence to see if I should call the ambulance. Mind you, me and my bestie were still tipsy from the drinks we were having in the house before these girls showed up. And now I was angry that they ruined a perfectly good night of drinks and laughter. Just when I was about to tell my best friend to call the ambulance, she started breathing all hard as if she was holding her breath the whole time. That's when I realized it was all an act. This bitch was over here playing possum. She was trying to act unconscious so I wouldn't hit her again, when this is what she came here for. I could not believe her. And she said that she liked to fight. She said she boxes as a hobby. No, you don't. You play possum on your spare time. Y'all, I looked at Possum and said, get off. Lift her up and play ping pong on my spare time with her face versus my fist. I want to give you a few lessons for this story. Number one, people will lie to get whatever they want. It's our choice if we want to ignore the red flags or not. Number two, don't go to people's house to fight because you don't know them and what they're capable of, and you may not be so lucky to be able to go straight home afterwards. Number three, if you can't fight, please don't start a fight. And furthermore, fuck your own man.
Let the bodies hit the floor.